Welcome to the Scout Report. After beating Norwich in the FA Cup, United returned to Premier League action on Tuesday with a trip down to face Brighton Hove Albion at the Amex Stadium. Brighton sit 15th in the table and 6 points now above the drop zone. The form guide shows the side have notched up 1 victory, 3 draws and 1 defeat over the course of the past 5 games. Pre-lockdown, they lost to Crystal Palace but secured impressive draws at both Sheffield United and Wolves. And post-lockdown it's been even better. Goals from Lewis Dunk and Neil Maupay secured a 2-1 victory over Arsenal, and in their last outing away they held high-flying Leicester in a hard-fought 0-0 draw. The Seagulls won promotion to the Premier League for the first time back in 2017 and have since faced United on 5 occasions. The Reds just have the upper hand in a head-to-head, winning 3 and losing 2. United have scored 8 goals during this time and conceded 6. Although not a league fixture, our most notable victory against Brighton came in the FA Cup final replay of 1983. 2 goals from Brian Robson, 1 from Norman Whiteside, and a penalty from Arnold Muren saw United sweep aside the South Coast side to lift the trophy.
Now Arnold Muren hasn't taken a penalty before for either Ipswich or Manchester United. But he scores with his left foot and makes it 4-0 after 63 minutes. Manchester United, the most famous club in football.
Graham Potter took over at the Amex Stadium in May last year after the sacking of Chris Hughton. Potter made his name over an 8-year period in Scandinavia whilst managing Swedish side Östersund. Having taken over the club in 2010, Potter led them from the 4th tier of Swedish football to the country's top flight. The Solihull-born manager also helped them to win the Swedish Cup in 2017 for the first time in Östersund's history. An historic and impressive run in the Europa League followed before he eventually joined Swansea at the start of the 2017-18 season, establishing his reputation in the English game. Potter has been talking to the media ahead of the match.
As I've said before, unfortunately, history is fine, but it doesn't necessarily do too much for the present. We can't just turn around and say, hey, Manchester United, you haven't won here, so therefore we can take 3 points, thank you very much. Funny if it was that simple. They're a top team. I think, they've got some wonderful players and they're in a good moment, good balance. So whatever's happened previously has happened, but they'll be coming here for 3 points, I'm pretty sure, fighting for the Champions League spots. And we have to make sure we're ready. We have to play at our maximum and we need a bit of luck.
Brighton-born centre-back Lewis Dunk graduated from the club's academy and signed professional terms in 2010. Having been given the captaincy by Graham Potter at the start of the current campaign, the no-nonsense defender is an integral part of the Brighton back line. An aerial threat from corners, Lewis has scored 16 goals in 273 appearances, 3 of which have been scored so far this campaign. Dunk has 1 international cap to his name, having played for England in a 3-0 win over the USA back in November 2018. Australian international Aaron Moy began his career as a youth scholar at Bolton Wanderers before moving to Scottish side St Mirren. The talented midfielder returned to his homeland with spells at Western Sydney Wanderers and Melbourne City, before being brought back to England by Manchester City. Upon arriving at the Etihad Stadium, he was immediately loaned out to Huddersfield Town, where in the 2016-17 season he was voted as the fans' player of the year. Following his successful loan spell, Moy signed permanently for the West Yorkshire side as they won promotion from the Championship to the Premier League. With Huddersfield eventually being relegated last season, Moy joined Brighton on loan at the beginning of the current campaign, before making his deal permanent last January. The midfielder has been capped 43 times for Australia, scoring 6 goals. Our key man this week is French striker Neil Maupay. The 23-year-old signed for Brighton last August, having played 2 seasons with Championship side Brentford. A product of the Nice Academy, he went on to make his debut for the French side at the age of just 16, before eventually moving to Saint Etienne. But after failing to make an impact there, he moved on loan to Brest, before joining Brentford 3 years ago. Maupay was voted the Bees Player of the Year last season after netting 28 goals in all competitions. The striker signed for Brighton for a reported fee of £20 million and is currently the club's leading goalscorer with 9 goals in 30 outings so far this campaign. The last time the two sides met was back in November. Goals from Andreas Pereira, Scott McTominay and Marcus Rashford secured a 3-1 win for the Reds at Old Trafford.
Fred is driving forward, a great ball into Martial. Martial's in, big moment this. Around the goalkeeper, pulls it back, Rashford! That'll do. United restore their 2-goal advantage. Martial and Rashford linking again, and Rashford is just in such hot form at the moment. You can't give him a chance like that. He finds the net, 3-1.